All right, so if you've downloaded the model, you should have the front, top, side views of the toaster. We're going to go over the lines. At this point, you should also have a trace line along the side. So I'll let you do the top view of these lines after. But for now, we're going to get this line that we traced around our toaster. We're going to bring it into the third dimension. We get this shape. We click extrude, and then as we extrude, we'll pick the whole surface that we have here. We're going to pick two sides, so we can go forwards and backwards. And for the amount, we have it hidden. The amount we go out, we'll look at our top view, and we will see how far out our toaster goes. See how we have this little gap over here? So we'll extend our body out. I believe we're making a new body. Hold on. A new body. This is just because I already have a body. So we extend this out to this side, and then we extend this side out to here until we hit our container. And when we press done, we should have the side, we should have a 2D, looks like a loaf of bread right now for our toaster. So let's now do the same technique, but we're going to do it with the side view. This is the front view. We're going to do the same thing with the front view. So to assist us in this drawing, we're going to hide our body. And we're going to go create, we're going to pick this plane, and we are going to do the same thing. We're going to do the top line, all in one, and then the bottom line. Notice how over here at the top we have the metal color at the top. We are going to, later we're going to cut that out and make it into a new shape. But for now, just do your line, pretend it's all one solid shape. To do this, and also as you're drawing, see how we see the profile of the smeg letters? We are going to ignore those, and we're just going to try to do the material underneath the smeg letters. We will draw smeg on top of our toaster later. I'm going to show you a really cool technique to make it pop out. So we're going to make a spline. We're going to start by this point over here, and then we'll just go through our dots. I believe you've made this spline before. I find when I'm doing the spline specifically, I change my snap settings so I make it not snap to grid. Not snap to grid. And we'll go over here. This is a spline. Press enter, and some of these curves I don't like this one over here at the top. I see how it comes out, so I can adjust that by adjusting this green line over here. So now it follows that line better, and same at the top. Oh, it's not following the top either. There we go. I think that's a much better fit for that line. Alright, everything here looks good. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Alright, so the same thing as before. Now you should have your top and bottom lines. Anyway, okay, so now we have our side view, and I'm going to press finish sketch So, let's just see what body we have. This is our body we have from our first shape. I'm unhiding it, so unhide your drawings. If we go and extrude the sketch we just made, by default it's going to cut out. So true. Right? This is not what we want. Right? This is gubbo. Alright, this looks like a toaster. So instead, and we don't want to make a new body either because it's going to look the same, just sideways. So we're going to use a new function. We are going to go down. We're going to press, a new operation. We're going to press intersect, which is the two parts. So it's like, imagine that it's going to make the body you originally have and the new body you're creating, and anywhere they overlap, it makes the shape. And it's, you know you're dealing with intersect because it is yellow. Cut is red. Over here under operations. Right? When you're dealing with intersect, you just make sure you drag it over the entire body. It doesn't matter how far you go, as long as you pass it. Because if you only do part of the shape here, it's going to decrease the overall size because the part you're intersecting is smaller. So we want it to overextend past the original shape. And then we press done. And now, let's hide the original sketches. Sorry, and hide the canvases. Now we're starting to get a 3D toaster.
So mine's really bad. Dude, what is that?
So now we have our lovely looking toaster over here that looks kind of sad because it's not symmetrical. And that's due to, as we're doing our curved lines, we did not make a perfectly symmetrical spline. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our toaster, we're going to cut it up into 4 quarters, and then we're going to pick the quarter that we want, and then we're going to copy that to make it symmetrical in both planes. So before we can cut up something into quarters, we have to get 2 planes, right, to cut it with. Now, if you perfectly aligned up your toaster in the middle of the page, you could use the basic planes we have. Let me just show that. You can use your original planes you have here. But likely it's not in the very center. It's very unlikely that you have it in the center. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to make a plane based on some geometry that we know about our toaster. So we know that in our toaster, that we want to look for a very straight line that goes across our toaster that is roughly going to mimic our symmetrical plane. So for example, this toaster over here, I have this line right down the bottom of my toaster. I want you to find some sort of line in your toaster. This line would have generated if you made 2 separate curves before. And then let's look at the other side over here. I also have a line over here. I have this nice straight line that goes through my body on the screen here. Do you have those lines? No? Okay. So let me show you how we can make those lines then. All right. So I'll show you how to make those lines. So what we're going to do, let's go to create a sketch. We'll make a sketch in this direction. We are going to make a line that goes right through the middle then. So before we can make the line, this sketch is not going to attach to the shape we have here. So, actually will it? No, it won't. Our sketch is not going to attach to our body. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to create and we're going to go to project and include 3D geometry. We will press this face and now we should have the purple lines going throughout our body on the outside. So again, we have our side view. We press create, project and include 3D geometry, press that face, And now, once you do that, you should have this purple line on the outside. So if I hide the body, do you see you should have this purple line?
Wait, where?
Create, project and include. So now we have the projection. We can make a line. Even if it's not purple, see if it does the same thing as my tutorial right now, where we're going to get a line, and as you bring the mouse over it, are you able to attach to the side of the toaster?
Yes.
No. That's a good sign. So see, if when you bring your mouse over, it should try to bind to the side of the toaster. That's not snap to grid. That is something different. That is, don't know what that is, but it's create a line, and then when you're creating a line, hover your mouse over the edge of the body, and it should attach to it. Once you've done that, you can click anywhere. So let's click here, and then you want to bring it along at 0 degrees, so it's flat, until it attaches to the other side of the body. What do you want to do? Hold on. I'm going to press Tab, change my angle to 0. So now that's locked in, and bring it across until it touches to here. Why isn't it attaching? That's a bit of a concern. Snap? What does snap do? That's a bit of a concern. Yeah.
Why does it calming look like music?
Let's see if that works, if we do that. Right, so we have a minor mistake, and based on our projection. So we have to go to Create, Project and Include, use the Project button, and then click the surface, and then press OK. So now this whole surface is going to be projected in our plane. Then we're going to make a line, and we're just going to make our line go through our object. Where it goes through, it doesn't matter. I think down the bottom is better because it's our largest section of the toaster. The only important thing is that it's at 0 degrees. So it's a completely flat line. The length doesn't matter as long as it goes past our object, because we're going to cut it. Press the mouse button, and then we press Escape so we don't make an extra line to confuse us. And so now we have this line that's gone through our body. We then go under the Modify, and we're going to press Trim, which are the scissors over here. And notice now as we highlight over the line here, you should get the line should be highlighted in blue, and the red, the part that you're eliminating, should be outside the body. This could only happen because since we projected it, it's saying that drawing, that shape of the toaster, included in our sketch. So we get rid of that, and we get rid of the other side, and now we have a line that goes through the toaster. That's all we need for this sketch. We can then press Finish Sketch. I have my sketches hidden, so let me just show them. So we have this sketch over here. Then I'm going to go to Construct. I'm going to make a plane along a path. So I click this, and if I select this path over here, I can make a plane. Let me go in a 3D view so we can see it. So I have a plane here, and like before, or like you may have seen previously, we can adjust where that plane is. Over here, under the distance, this is a relative distance. So if we put it, because right now I have the distance type as proportional. So I want it at the midpoint, which is 0.5. Direction proportional, 0.5. It's going to be halfway through the object. And then if I press OK, this plane now should be at the midpoint of our toaster. And lucky I did that, because this midpoint is different than the midpoint of the actual drawing. That's what the green line is. That's of our whole our origin. And to show you that process again, we'll do it for the front side now. So I'm going to press Create a Sketch. I will pick this plane over here. I'm now in the front view. I have to create, project and include. Project, I'm going to press this face. Press OK. Get a line somewhere near the bottom. 0 degrees, so flat. Yep. And then press Escape, and then trim both sides. And so now we have a precise line again. Press Finish Sketch, and so I have this blue line over here. And then I will construct a plane along a path. I'll press this plane. Distance, I will make it 0.5. This allows you, if you ever want to get a shape that's at a different proportion, you can make it a quarter length, and you can work with that, or whatever length you want, because it's proportional. And then press OK. So now we have our two planes in our X and Y position. Sorry, not our X and Y, but in our two directions. We're going to use these to cut up this object. We will go to Modify, and we're going to Split Body. Think of splitting body as a tool like you have a loaf of bread and you cut it with a knife. That's what we're doing. So split body, not split face. We use split face for 2D operations. We're using split body because we want to split this up into 3D. It divides the body using a profile, face, or plane. So we are just cutting it with a flat plane. So like if this is a loaf of bread, cutting it with a knife. But you can also use this, like the image shows there, if you have a curved body. So if you have a curved surface, you can do that. For example, let's say you have a cube and you have like a sphere, and the sphere is partway into the cube. You can cut the cube by the surface of the sphere. So let's go to split body. We are going to press the body we want, which is this original body over here. And then if we press splitting tools, we will then try to highlight the plane. Now, it looks like it's a hard plane to reach. We have two ways to actually select this plane. We can either hide our body to make us select the plane, or if I'm going to, you can't see because you're watching it on a tutorial or in class, if I'm now going to hold down the left mouse button, and look what happens. As I do that, when you hold down the left mouse button, what it does is it like shoots a bullet through the drawing, and it says here are all the different objects that are on the mouse right now. So as we can see here, there's the side face, there's the bottom face, and there's this plane that we just made. Right, this is a very useful tool for pressing an object or a surface or a body, whatever, something that's inside something else. It's going to be very important when you do more, as your drawing gets more and more complex and you make more and more faces. So it's that plane over there. I press enter. Now this drawing shows based on the plane you've done. It approximates, so you want to cut this area. If that looks correct, you then press OK. Oh no, we're going to do it in half, then we're going to do it in half again. So right now, I like to do this one plane at a time because it's easier. So now I've split the toaster into two, and we're going to do the same approach with the other plane. Yes, correct. Yes, so you're right, it's two bodies now. So when we go split body, we're going to press both bodies. So notice over here it says two something something, two things are selected. Our splitting tool, we want, where is that plane we made? It's down there. Not that, we want this plane over here. And then we press enter, we press OK. And so now, now we have 4 bodies. Let me hide everything else. We want to hide this, hide this. So now our toaster is 4 bodies. We can hide our bodies. Hide the bodies. Right? So now we have the option to pick one of these bodies to copy it. So now that you have your shapes, I'm going to pick this body over here, body number 4, for the one that I'm going to copy in symmetry to make my shape. So I'm going to hide all my other bodies. You don't want to delete any of these bodies because we use these bodies to make our projection previously, and if you delete the body, it will have negative effects on your projections. So in Fusion 360, unless you really have to delete something, just keep it and keep it hidden. You can even name it, so say do not use this. But this is our body we have over here. We'll go into 3D view, and notice because it's done with a very flat plane, these are now flat surfaces. We are going to modify. We are going to, which one are we going to do? We are going to, which one's the mirror one? Is it combine? Hold on. All right, so the tool we're going to use, if we go under the create, we're going to go to mirror. Now mirror, you can use mirror in the sketching, but you can also use mirror for 3D objects. So we're going to press mirror. We're going to, by default, it's going to have faces. You don't want faces, you want to do the whole body. So we're going to go down here, press body. We're going to press this body that we have over here. We're going to press the mirror plane, and we're going to press the face. We can either press the face that we made over here, or we can pick the construction plane that we made. So let's just pick the construction plane. And so now that should be our body there. And in this particular case, we do want it to join because we want to make one solid body by the end. Okay? And then we'll do the same thing in the other plane. We'll go create, mirror, select that body, then mirror plane. We want to press, where are you? You're this one over here, right? Press this over here. Done, and then we press OK. So now that is a pretty nice looking 3D toaster. All right.